All right. Welcome back, everyone, to the LGE YouTube channel. Today, we are here for the LFR Round 6 Championship event for the Formula 4 Championship. We are back for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix Round 6 of this fantastic championship. A lot of racing coming your way as we get ready for the lights out here in Abu Dhabi. Alright, so this track, of course, is called the Yas Marina Circuit. It is a phenomenal circuit, and we are running the original layout because the new F1 game is coming out soon, and this original one does not have the new and improved circuit, so we're going to go around the 21 corners of this circuit. So we are here for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. 3 DRS zones to help encourage overtaking, two DRS zones to help encourage overtaking, as there's going to be one down the back straight in between turn 7 and turn 9, and one at the exit of 9 into 11. So a lot of chances for overtakes for around here besides those 2 DRS zones, as there's a lot of great places to make overtakes. Like into turn 1, you can get a nice exit after the final corner and make a move into the first turn, or maybe into sector 1 somewhere. So anyway, let's get the racing underway as we prepare for the short qualifying session. We have a few drivers have already set lap times for this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix here in LFR's Formula 4 Championship. So in the commentary box, it's myself, Formula Jonah, joining you once again in today's session, and joining me in the commentary box for another race here in LFR is my good friend Isaac. Isaac, how are you doing as we prepare for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix here in the Formula 4 Championship? A lot of racing coming our way, and also a great race coming off of the Belgian Grand Prix into this race here in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a really good one. I'm excited to be back after missing last go obviously, but the Belgium coverage was covered well by you, and yeah, it's going to be exciting. See, we've already got our first retirement. Shug's Life has made a bit of a mistake coming down the hill and has retired from the session.
And he's now joined by Gronfeld, as he's also out of the session. So that means Shug's Life and Gronfeld out already, which is not ideal for the two drivers, and I'm sure Force India and Braun will be a little bit heartbroken over 2 of their drivers out of the race, or out of this qualifying session, but of course they will be joining us in the upcoming sprint race and 50% race. But yeah, Isaac, want to say thanks so much for joining me in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix commentary box. I cannot wait to be commentating with you once again here at the Yas Marina Circuit, as we are about halfway into this qualifying session. And I want to say to all viewers watching right now, thank you very much for watching. Please make sure to stick around for the rest of the stream. Like this video if you're enjoying the commentary so far, and please make sure to subscribe to LGE to see more content on the league for LFR and LSR, as LGE provides coverage from both leagues, and we have a lot of content coming from both leagues as well, including a new video that has just been published called Moments of the Week, and we're going to be trying to get these videos out consistently through every week, along with more content, so stay tuned for more. But right now we are racing here today in Abu Dhabi, and I just want to get your thoughts, Isaac, on this track. Now, as I mentioned, this is the original circuit, so not the new and improved circuit where we have that lawn, I think it's a left-hander at the end of the second DRS zone, and instead of that we have the original layout, which is a chicane and all that sort of thing. So I want to ask, what's your thoughts on this track, and is this going to be difficult for some drivers? Are they going to have some difficulty trying to get used to the original circuit?
Yeah, I think you will see some difficulty getting used to the original circuit. Obviously in the first sector and the second sector you've got quite a lot of straights, so it should be quite close to that. Obviously the third sector is a bit more technical, so maybe you'll see the greatest difference in lap time there, but no, it should be good to see all the drivers getting into the flow of the circuit, trying to get close to each other. You can only see they're quite close at the top between the second, third and fourth, so it seems like it's going to be a quite close race.
Yeah, definitely should be. I completely agree with you on that statement, and I now want to get your thoughts on downforce, because this track is quite different to many other tracks. You kind of need a lot of downforce in Sector 1 and Sector 3 because of like that turn 3 at the first braking zone, after the first braking zone at turn 1, and Sector 3 is a very difficult section as well. But in Sector 2, there's a lot of straights, and you want the least amount of downforce as well. So what would you say is the best setup for downforce for around here? Would you go maybe a lower downforce setting, a higher downforce setting? Let us know your thoughts.
I think you've got to go somewhere in the middle. It's a bit like Belgium, really. Sectors 1 and 3 being mostly straights at Belgium, and then Sector 2, you're going to need a lot of downforce with the high-speed corners. So I really think the teams are going to, as Zayat nearly bins it into the pit wall, that would have been quite bad. But yeah, a medium downforce setup. I expect they'll want some speed down the straights, but you can't afford to compromise Sector 3 because there's so much lap time in qualifying that you qualify well down the grid. Although you could make it back in the race.
Interesting. Good to know. Well, that means that drivers will want to go for kind of a medium downforce setting. That's kind of what I'm hearing. And also, that means that they'll be kind of used to this because Belgium, last race, was a similar situation. So, good to know all that facts. So, right now, I want to take a look at these lap times right now and some big news as well in the moves of driver transfers as SSL Mango is a new confirmed Braun driver for the team. Now, Mango is a very quick driver. We know that from LFR's Limitless 1 tier, I do believe, and from the LSR Group 2 tier as well. He has been incredibly quick in LFR and LSR, and proving to be quick again today by setting the fastest lap in the session 4/10 faster than Waitsy. So Mango proving himself that he's got the pace to possibly fight for race victories and help Braun to be able to get some great points in these upcoming races.
No, absolutely. He's been really quick in the Group 1 races that I've certainly seen, and obviously races in league as well. But yeah, he's got such good pace. He's 4/10 in front of Waitsy at the moment. Obviously the gaps could shrink, but he's really showing that he can get some good points for Braun.
Yeah, definitely agree, and Braun definitely need the points today because the last couple of races have not gone well for Braun, as they've been involved in a few incidents, I'd say, in Belgium, and I think Bahrain was another one. Some bad luck as well kind of came. I think Zayat has had some especially bad luck, and Cass was able to get a podium in Bahrain 2 races ago, but Belgium did not go well for the Braun drivers. I think all Braun drivers actually retired in that race. But yeah, that's that. And I think we also got to mention Jordan as well. Again, we've been talking about this for a while, that Jordan, they needed a good result. Their season did not start well. It didn't start well at all. I think we can both agree on that. But Belgium, with Apex Finley coming into play and the Jordan cars really saying that they got some pace, they proved to be pretty quick and took their first win. And that was probably one of the craziest ends to a Grand Prix. Viewers, if you did not check that out, please do so. We have some clips of that on our Instagram and Twitter, and we have the full live stream on the YouTube channel as well. So definitely go check that out. But yeah, Jordan looking really strong as they come into Abu Dhabi after a great race last time out in Belgium. Apex Finley grabbing the win on the final corner of the final lap. It was absolutely phenomenal. Truly was incredible. But what could you say about Jordan? Do you think they could continue in that form here today in Abu Dhabi and maybe throughout the season as well?
Yeah, I absolutely think they could. They've got, obviously at the start of the season, it really didn't start well, did it? They had a couple of races where they were missing some of their very best drivers. Eventually, obviously, Lewis and Anthony have come back for a lot of the races, and you've got Apex has joined the team. So I feel like they can really start to gain some more points and some momentum, start to at least close down the gap to the leaders, and make up some positions in the drivers and constructors. They're in 6th and 7th now. Unsainted's out, and Apex has not done a lap yet in 17th, but he'll be hoping to get up near the top. So yeah, I think it should hopefully they're in for a couple more points in the upcoming races.
Good signs forming at the Jordan team. That's good. Very good news for them. Yeah, I definitely have to agree with what you said, and definitely think that Jordan will be up there. So we'll see how that works out. But viewers, we are about 5 minutes remaining of this session. There's 5 minutes to go in the LFR's Abu Dhabi Grand Prix qualifying. Then we're heading into a sprint qualifying format that will set the grid for the official 50% race. And also, just a quick reminder, 4 points are being scored for pole position today, so Mango will be scoring 4 points if he qualifies on pole for this short qualifying session heading into the sprint qualifying. But I gotta say, Ford really showing that they got the pace as well. Lucas Paul, great lap from the Ford driver as we see a tire in the middle of the track exiting turn 16. Don't know what's going on there, but Waitsy going out on another lap looking to improve on his time. I'm curious to see what he can do, but the Ford's looking quick as well.
No, I absolutely have to agree. They're definitely doing laps together. There was rumors of a secret training camp going on. I'm not sure if they wouldn't be confirmed or denied, but they've certainly been putting in the practice. I know that for sure. And they've looked like they've really got the pace here today. Second, third, and sixth at the moment. Prior tips out, but yeah, 3 in the top 6. I think they'll be very happy with that so far.
Definitely have to agree with you, and Waitsy might be able to get this car on pole position, so we're going to take a lap with the Ford drivers. It comes down to turn 1, a very difficult turn 1, as you don't want to get too wide, as there's going to be a lot of traction issues. Into turn 3, another traction zone this is. If you go too wide, you can spin the car, end up in the wall, and ruin your race. Down into turn 5, 6, a very tricky chicane in the official new layout. You just go straight into this turn, which is turn 5 in the new layout, but is turn 7 today. Down into the first of the 2 DRS zones, a very long straight. This is where we're going to see the most speeds on the track, up to around 197 miles per hour. It depends, of course, on your downforce levels. Into a heavy braking zone, turn 8 and turn 9, a chicane of the track. This is where Roman Grosjean and Nico Hulkenberg had a incident in 2018. Hulkenberg having that famous line, "I'm hanging here like a cow." Down into 11 now, another heavy braking zone. This is where Carlos Sainz made the move in 2019 or 2020. Oh, as we see Waitsy lose the car on the exit of that chicane. That's a very difficult chicane, and unfortunately, Waitsy is going to be not improving on that particular lap, but he was purple in the second sector, and I just got the feeling that maybe Waitsy's running a lower downforce setup, as it seems like he was quicker in the second sector, which is more of a lower downforce part of the track, but you can see him struggling to get off the corner, and he's just struggling a little bit with understeer, in my opinion. But unfortunately, Waitsy cannot improve on that time, and that might be his qualifying session and his attempt at pole position done for.
Yeah, no, he's got to get back into pits quickly. I was just pulling into the pits. He's got about a minute margin to get in and out and get around the end to start lap, as both Fords leave in unison from the garage as he comes back in. So, yeah, he messed up his lap a bit. He saved it from going in the wall. He's going to be hoping he can get back out as soon as possible, and maybe he'll get time for another run. It's going to be tight.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be tight for Waitsy. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. We'll see if the Ford driver is able to go back out on track in a moment. But currently, he is in the pit lane and losing quite a bit of time if he's going to go out again. But I expect Apex Finley to be up there as well. He's yet to set a lap time. And also Zayek. Zayek down P20 as Waitsy does retire. He is not improving on that time. But I think Apex and Zayek, very quick drivers, as we know, currently down in 17th and 20th, yet to set laps. Are they going to be able to go faster and possibly set a lap here that could get them up into the top 5?
I think they made quite a risky decision here in not doing any of the laps. If they make a single mistake, then they're gonna invalidate their laps, and then they're gonna start in the back. But I do think if they get a clean lap together, they can certainly vault themselves up the order. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, we will see in a few moments' time. A lot of drivers out on laps. I'm currently watching Big Weir, the winner from the last couple of races, but Apex Finley stopped him from getting his 4th win in a row. But Big Weir might be able to take a win today. It won't be his 4th win in a row, but it will be his 4th win in the season, which would be good for his championship hopes, as he's looking to win the Season 2 championship of the Formula 4 championship, as Pistol Racing is out at turn 3. That is a collision with a wall, I do believe. As we can see, let's run on board maybe with CW. Oh, yep, that is the Bentley in the wall. Maybe got too much on the exit of turn 3 and spun it into the wall. It seems like that was the case.
Yeah, I know, it certainly seems like that was the case from the mini-map, and yeah, it's just a bit unfortunate at this stage of the session, but at least, he's got a lap in, which is better than nothing.
Yeah, it is better than nothing. That's good for... as we see Shocked Be Like also going off the track at the same part of the track. And the Ford driver is done with his lap. He is not improving, as we're just waiting for a few drivers to come across the line. I think Bradfield is invalidated. He's not improving on that time. So we should be waiting for HBO Sworth, as he's actually not going to make it to the flag, so he's not improving on that time. And we're just waiting for the two Jordans coming around. Apex Finley, I'm watching him right now. Let's see what he can do, as he won the last race in Belgium. Comes around the final corner, currently no lap time, goes P7, and Apex Finley goes up into the top 7 as Big Weir goes second place, 2 tenths behind Mango's lap time, and that was a good lap from the Force Indiaz. Now Anthony in the Jordan goes second position.
People have locked themselves up. BKS is on a good one. He's going to jump up at least 2 or 3 places, I would have thought, here, if he can finish off the last sector.
Yeah, keep an eye on him. He could be going up there as CDM JW goes up into 7th position, but Cass round the final corner. Let's see what he can do. He comes to the line now, goes on to pole. And it is Cass on pole position with a stunning lap. Very impressive. A 10th ahead of his teammate. It is Braun 1-2, but Mango improves. Mango improves to 134.4. Impressive lap from the Braun driver. And wow, what a lap from Mango. He not only goes into the 134s, but goes into a 134.4. That is absolutely incredible. 6 tenths faster, or it's actually 7 tenths faster than Cass. That is impressive from Mango, and really showing that he's got the pace for the Braun team, and it is 1-2 in Braun, but Mango qualifies ahead of his teammate Cass.
No, he said this was his favourite track on the game before the race, I heard, and yeah, he's certainly showing it. That's an incredible lap. He's so far in front. He's absolutely obliterated the field in qualifying. He's still got to convert it in the sprint race and the main race, but it's a very, very strong lap.
Definitely was. Yeah, Mango going into the 134s, and as you mentioned, seems that this is one of his favorite tracks on the game. So Mango proving that he's got the pace here today, and he also scores 4 points in the session, and his first 4 points of the LFR Formula 4 Championship. But as I said, as you said, the sprint race is coming up, and we'll see if he's able to hold Cass off, and Anthony as well, and even Big Weir. The top 5 all looking strong. Keenstone, Waitsy up there as well. CDM JW in the Bentley car, the highest of the Bentleys in P8, looking pretty strong as well. And what can Apex Finley do? In 10th position, can he get up there? We'll see how that works out, but it's all about the sprint race now, and I just want to get your thoughts, Lewis. There's so many names in this league. Isaac, I want to get your thoughts on this upcoming sprint race. What is your thoughts on the 14 laps, I do believe, as it is? Is Cass going to try and make that move into turn 1? Do you think there's enough space for him to do that? So just wanted to ask what your thoughts are on that situation, Isaac.
It depends on the launch he gets off the line. I think if it's the gap, they'll probably go for it. Obviously, they're teammates, so he's not really going to be risking too much, but I certainly think we could see a bit of a hectic opening lap. If we've seen a lot of mistakes in qualifying over the 18 minutes, I wouldn't be surprised if we see quite a few retirements here with the deadly curve. So yeah, we'll have to see, but I'm anticipating quite a good sprint race here.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, it's going to be interesting. We are expecting a pretty interesting race, but probably not as interesting as the 50% race coming up, because that's going to be the main race, of course. And I'm sure these drivers are saving their tires and, you know, their race pace for the official 50% race. But I'm sure they're going to try and go for it here today as well. So we'll see how that works out. But anyway, we are getting ready. Here's the formation lap. Zayak starting at the back of the grid. Mango starting at the front. 2 bronze. Let's see how that works out. 2 bronze at the front. And then 2 bronze towards the back of the grid as well. I want to see what those 2 at the back can do. Also, Shug's Life really yet to set his pace in today's session. Kind of ended it early. Maybe he'll be able to get up there and be able to get a top 10 position in qualifying, which would be awesome.
Yeah, no, I think that, yeah, that's definitely possible. He never really got to show his pace, so perhaps we can do something from him today. There's a lot of teams fighting for this. You know, you've got Anthony representing the Jordans in 3rd, Big Ray representing the Force India in 4th, and then you've got the 2 Fords directly behind. Bit of a disappointing one for Bentley, though. The highest on the grid they've got is 8th. I think they're going to be able to build on that in the race.
Yeah, Bentley not really having the best of a session today, or in the qualifying session, so they're going to be looking to recover after that. But yeah, we'll see how this works out. It's going to be interesting. I think Braun are going to be up there. Like you mentioned, Anthony really representing those Jordan cars. I'm curious to see what Lewis and Apex Finley can do as well from starting 10th and 11th. It's going to be an interesting race. This is going to be awesome. 14 laps await us for the sprint race here today in Abu Dhabi as we prepare for round 6 of this championship. And viewers, I want to remind you all to subscribe to LGE to see more content. Like this video if you're enjoying it. And also comment down below your thoughts on this upcoming event.
I also want to mention the tyre strategies. It's interesting that quite a lot of people outside the top 10 that opted for the medium tyres. They're doing the reverse strategy. That's H. Rosworth, Lee, JD Bradfeld, Priativ, Grunfeld, and Zayek all starting on the mediums. The other 4 outside the top 10 starting on the softs. So that could be interesting. We'll see what they can do on the reverse strategy. Maybe a safety car can help them out or something.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting. We'll see how this works out. Strategy is going to be key, as degradation can be quite high as well. So yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on. Thank you so much, Isaac, for letting us know about the strategy there. That's going to be very, very important for this upcoming event. So we are ready to go. 14 laps await us for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix here in the Formula 4 Championship. It is myself, Formula Jonah, and joining me is Isaac, and we're ready to commentate on the action here today. So, it is 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, and it's 4 lights, and the 5th light goes out here in Abu Dhabi as the racing gets underway, and it's a great start for the front runners. Mango gets the better one off of Casto as Anthony looking to challenge the Braun of Cass. Round the outside goes the Jordan car as they go side by side, but the Braun gets the better exit. Meanwhile, Big Weir and Waitsy trying to make a move as well. Waitsy's trying to go around the outside of Big Weir, but has to slot in between the two Force India cars as we have Lewis making his way up the field as well, and Apex Finley down to 19th position. A horrible start for the Jordan car.
Yeah, no, it's not a good start for him. He went into the first corner a little bit hot. I don't know if the person in front braked a bit early or he braked it too late, but he smashed right into the back. I think it was Lucas Paul, and he just lost pretty much all of his front wing. I think someone else also got caught up behind him and lost part of their front wing too, so it's not been a good start.
No, it really has not. It has not been a great start for those drivers there as they'll look to recover from this one as we have Lewis trying to make a move on CDM. Yellow flag, though. What happened?
Chaos at the chicane. Absolute chaos at the chicane. You've got Zayek facing the wrong way, straight into JD Bradford. I think there was another 2 cars involved in that. So looks like someone got turned around, and we got a virtual safety car deployed.
Oh, yeah, that is not good for Zayek and Bradfield as well, as both drivers off of the chicane. Like you mentioned, a huge crash there, as Zayek's got no front wing, not the start that he would have liked, and it was actually going really well for Zayek, but unfortunately, it just didn't really end up great at that particular chicane on the first lap. But yeah, as you mentioned, a VSC has been deployed. We are not getting a full course safety car as of this date, but we might be able to get a safety car further into the Grand Prix as Anthony gets a drive-through penalty. And that has severely affected his race and Jordan's as well, as he's going to be flying down the grid now due to that penalty. And now Jordan's hopes rest in Lewis, who's making his way through the field.
Yeah, that's a disaster for Jordan because the Untitled and Apex Finley both... Oh, what's happened?
Anthony is spun! Anthony is spun! Sorry to interrupt you there, but more devastation for Jordan as, and specifically Anthony, who's got a drive-through on that previous lap and is now spun. It is absolute disaster for Anthony and for the Jordan team.
And it's just even worse, as I was about to say, because Apex Finley and the Untitled have both got no front wings. They've had to come into the pits, so that's 3 of their drivers completely down the order.
Not the start that Jordan would have wanted. Yep, that is not good. As 3 of their drivers off the pace, really, due to their issues that they did have. So that's unfortunate. But we have a nice battle going on between Ford and Bentley here. HBO Swerth trying to make the move on Priativ, who's actually just got past the Bentley drivers. HBO going to try and go down the outside. No, he's not. Priativ gets ahead for now and stays ahead, and will join his teammate as the Ford cars are looking to make some overtakes as Lucas Paul's not going to look for the overtake on CDM, but Lewis right on the back of Kingsholm. The 2 drivers here going possibly side by side in a few corners time, but Kingsholm stays ahead, and Lewis, our graphic designer for the league, is battling the league owner.
That's a close one and quite an interesting one. Oh, he's Lewis in the back. Oh, he's lost the car!
No! Oh, and there's more contact!
Oh, and it's collapsed for Jordan. Oh, that's a disaster. Will we get a safety car? That car's in the middle of the last corner. I'm not sure if we will or not, but everything's gone wrong for Jordan.
When you thought it was bad, when it's just gotten worse. Lewis out of the Grand Prix. The sole surviving Jordan that was in the top 10 is now out. Like you mentioned, a horrible race for Jordan. It has really been bad. Anthony S. serves that drive-through penalty, and Apex Finley will be trying to chase after his teammate, but it really has been the worst start for Jordan today. When things went well in Belgium, it's gone the complete opposite here in Abu Dhabi at the sprint race.
It really has. It's just not ended up well, because you saw him lose the car, and unfortunately someone right behind coming directly to the corners just hit him. It's really unfortunate, and they're going to do better than that, and they have to try and do better than that in the main race, but we'll have to see. Zayek retires from the session, I think that's in the pit lane, yes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's in the pit lane and has retired Sector 3, yellow flag, just to let the drivers know that there is a retired car on that part of the track. But yeah, I do want to talk about the battle for 4th right now. Kienzholm has been on fire for the last couple of races here. Belgium almost won that race. It was so close to a win for Kienzholm, and it wasn't meant to be. And now he's P5, looking to overtake Waitsy. He's got a lot of speed. Purple sector in the 2nd sector. Might be setting fastest lap as well here. It really is a battle between Ford, Force India, and Braun today, as the two Brauns leading the way by quite a bit, but the Force Indias and the Fords are just about there.
Yeah, no, as you mentioned, a bad day for Jordan, and Bentley not making really any progress on where they started despite all the chaos. So it's really just the Fords, the Force Indias, and the Brauns fighting for the top 8 are currently locked out by those 3 teams, including all 4 Fords in the top 8, which they'll be very happy with. So yeah, it's going to be a close battle between those 3 teams in the sprint race.
Yeah, the Ford's really running the best race, I think, here in terms of team performance. As there goes Kienzholm looking for the move on Waitsy, as Waitsy defends that inside line, keeps the position, but Kienzholm is going to have the opportunity in the next few corners as he's coming out of the final turn at turn 9 before that second DRS zone. DRS enabled for the Force India driver looking for the overtake around the outside. Here comes Kienzholm, round the outside goes the Force India driver, and he makes the overtake. Is Waitsy going to come back at him? No, he's not. Kienzholm stays ahead, and what a move from Joe there. Up into 4th position, Waitsy down to P5, and there's also a swap between Lucas Paul and Prior Thib as well, as Prior Thib moves up into 6th position now. But yeah, Jordan has not had the best day, neither has Bentley. HBO's Worth is in the battle for the top 8 right now, but is the only Bentley in that position. And I gotta say, Force India, they are coming through the field. Shug's Life on the soft compound tires after starting from the back of the grid, already up to P10. It has been a great start for Shug's Life and making his way through the field. And Flea also trying to do the same, but is a little bit down the order right now as Waitsy is into the pit lane.
Yeah, Waitsy's into the pits. I did want to mention that H. Crossworth and Prior, they're both on the medium tires, so they're in quite a good position, beginning into those soft tires at the end. They'll be quite fast. I think the mediums are really starting to come into their own, as Prior was able to pass Lucas Paul on the previous lap. So, could potentially see those two coming quite strong at the end.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, they might be able to get up there. I think Prior Thib is really in the best position because he's in the higher position compared to HBO Swarth. But yeah, you're definitely right. The medium tires might be better for these drivers, and with the softs degrading already, you can see Waitsy coming into the pit lane, proving our theory there. The mediums are the faster tire at this stage, and these two drivers will be faster for the rest of the Grand Prix, because once they pit, they're going to pit onto the softs and become much faster than everyone else on the medium compound tires. So it's really looking good for Prior Thib and HBO Swarth to get a good result in the starting grid for the 50% race.
Yeah, it really is, and Prior Thib is on the back of Kienzholm now, so as Kienzholm made his way past Waitsy on the previous lap, Prior Thib's going to be looking to make his way past Kienzholm on this lap, and he's actually going to go for an audacious move into the triple right-hander, but he backs out of it. He's right all over the back of him, though. Those soft tyres do not look like they have any grip at all. The medium tyre runners all over the back.
Yeah, those softs are really degrading fast. Quite surprising, actually. I thought they would last a little bit longer. Oh, and Prior Thib has spun it!
No, the commentator's curse. It's all gone wrong. He's going to have to go into the pits. Luckily, he's right outside, but it's ruined his race. He's going to have to change his wing now.
Oh, that's horrible for Prior Thib, as a lot of drivers are actually coming into the pit lane. Both Force India's cast in the pits as well. Same with Shock B, but disaster for Prior Thib. We were just talking about how he was having a great race in a great position. Why does every time we talk about drivers in a great position, why is it when drivers are having such a great race, we're talking about them, they're having a great time, something goes wrong? I don't know why, but that's his Waitsy's out.
No, it's on the fast corner again. Oh, he's lost it. Is that out of the pits? How is it? He seems to have lost it coming on the left-hander as opposed to the right-hander, which is the usual. And we've got a safety car. That's really going to affect SSL Mango, Lucas Paul, and H. Cosworth, and Shug's Life. It all stayed out.
Well, what was going really well for Ford has turned into a bit of a disaster, actually, as Prior Thib spun and had to come into the pit lane and lose a lot of positions, and Waitsy's now out of the Grand Prix, so that leaves basically 2 Fords in the fight here. But Prior Thib has joined the battle there. But yeah, that is an unusual crash for Waitsy, who is unfortunately out of the Grand Prix, and as you said, that's just at the exit of the pit lane as well, so maybe got too much on the traction, spun the car, but that is a very unusual crash for Waitsy, who is out of the Grand Prix and becomes the 3rd retirement. So this is great news for Mango and Lucas Paul, and also Shug's Life in a great position here, starting from basically the back of the grid. He's up to 4th, and now going to come out in that train of cars that are fighting for the race victory today. So that's going to be great. And also, HBO Swerth gonna pit for the soft compound tires and is gonna come out in a great position as well. So this is great news for HBO Swerth, who's gonna be one of the fastest drivers on the track at the end of this.
Yeah, at the very end, on the last 2 laps, he might be struggling with his wear of it, but for the start, he's going to be absolutely rapid on those soft tyres, and he's going to be in a good position. So I think he's really got to be happy with what's happened here, and yeah, it's really benefited those who stayed out, and I'm assuming Waits came into the pits, if I remember correctly, so he must have just lost it coming out of the pits, because there's not any corners before that for him to crash on coming out of the pits. So yeah, very interesting, very confusing, but an interesting situation for sure.
Yeah, I'm kind of waiting to see if there's going to be any message from Waitsy in the chat saying why he crashed out. Waitsy, if you're listening to us, if you know of any, if you know why you crashed out, that'd be great if you can comment down below, so we can get some clarification on exactly what happened. Because I think you and me both are a little puzzled to what happened to Waitsy in the Ford car.
Yeah, no, we might find out what happened, I'm not quite sure, but unfortunate, and obviously they're going to be starting at the back now for the main race, but they're hoping they can make their way back up the grid again.
Yeah, well, it's not all doom and gloom, you know. Like you mentioned, they're going to come back in the 50% race. Zayak, Lewis, Waitsy, all 3 will come back, and that's what's great about this format is that we have the upcoming Grand Prix. If you do retire, it's not all over, as they'll have a chance to race once again once the racing has ended for the sprint race, and it's going to end soon because we are in to the end game now of this small race. We are halfway into this, and we'll be getting the racing underway in a moment's time. Maybe another lap, I don't know. Mango's going to lead us away with Cass and P2. The 2 Bronze out in front have really showed some pace. They've been consistently keeping ahead of Big Weir, who's also had a great race as well. It has been a very consistent race for the top 3 so far.
Yeah, no, they've really been keeping their noses clean and out of the way of everyone. Obviously always susceptible to mistakes, but they've really, you know, they've controlled with this race. But that won't necessarily be the case in the 50% race, because remember, we reversed the top 10, so they're going to actually have to do some fighting in the main race to get back to the front, which could make, for especially in Mango's pace, for some very interesting racing.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be interesting. I think this is going to be one of the most entertaining Grand Prix in the season so far, as I definitely think that we've had some awesome races in the season. 5 races in, or now 6 actually, as we count the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We've had some awesome battles. We've had the Belgian Grand Prix race that was pretty incredible. Bahrain was pretty awesome as well, and a couple of races in the first 3 were Pretty interesting. Of course, round one, who can forget that one? That was pretty intense. You know, that I wasn't there, but I know there was a last lap overtake, I think.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. As HR's Worth took the win from Big Weir on the final lap, but as you said, the Belgian race, that was crazy. I obviously wasn't here last week, but I've seen everything that happened, and that was really exciting. And obviously the Bahrain race, that was amazing too. And the other two were pretty decent as well. So I just said we had a pretty good season so far, and we're hoping for another really good one today.
And you know, it's quite interesting. I was thinking, like, we're into the end game of the F1 2021 game. The new game is coming out in about a month's time, actually. A little bit under or over a month until the release of F1 22. And usually in leagues, the consistent racing kind of dies down. It's kind of I guess it's typical for that to happen in most leagues. But this league's never stopped. It's never stopped having the constant on-track action. And I'd say LSR is the same way, and the rest of LFR's tiers. They have just consistently kept up the racing, and that's what's awesome to see. And I'm sure they'll be doing that until the end of the game, until we switch over to the new game, which of course will be absolutely phenomenal. More racing coming in, and probably better racing as well because of the new handling of the car and, you know, all that sort of thing. So it's just awesome to see that. So anyway, we are 8 laps into this Grand Prix. Mango leads away, but with the safety car, it's possible that could change.
It is, because it's bunched the field right up, and one small mistake and you've lost a couple of positions there on the restart, so he's got to control it well.
Yes, we'll see how this works out. You know, it's gonna be interesting. We'll see if Cass will be able to make the move on Mango. And where is Mango going to go? That is the question. He goes now? No, he warms up the tires a little bit more. He's probably going to go on the exit 21. And yes, he goes actually on the entrance of turn 21 and leads us away. 410 separating first and second position. Both Brauns got a great start. Big Weir got a great start as well. The rest of the pack all got great starts, but Flea is down in the order, and he's losing a lot of positions. I think he's now in the pit lane, and that was not the start that Flea would have wanted.
No, it really wasn't the start that Flea wanted. It. He must have got damaged. He's come into the pits already, and he's falling off the back now. He needs another safety car now in the remaining laps to catch up. But Cass is going to have to try and stay with Mango here if he wants to challenge for the win. But they are currently locking out the top two for Braun, so maybe they'll just hold station. We'll have to see.
We will see in a moment's time, as we do have a nice overtake going on between Prior Thib and Shockby. Like Prior Thib getting ahead, I do believe, of his teammate. We also have the Bentleys and the Jordans swapping positions. We got CDM and Anthony side by side into turn 9. Ooh, a little bit of wheel bang. Keep it clean, guys. As Anthony gets ahead for now, but CDM is going to come back at the Jordan driver side by side. Oh, it's so close to contact, but these guys keep it going. As we see also a great battle going on between Keensum and Lucas Paul. Keensum trying to make the move on Lucas, as we also have a nice little battle going on between Prior Thib and HBO Sworth, who are going to go side by side into the triple right-hander. Turn 15, 16, and 17. Here comes Prior Thib around the outside. He gets the overtake, and Prior Thib is now up into 6th position. Good overtake, as now Apex Finley is down the inside of Pistol Racing in the Bentley car, as the Jordan will now get ahead of Pistol Racing and will get himself up into 10th position. A lot of overtakes going on lap 9.
Yeah, Prior Thib's on an absolute charge on those soft tyres. He may have passed another soft tyre running H as well. And he's going to be trying to get his way back into maybe top 3. I don't know if that's a realistic aim for him today, but I think that's what he's going to be hoping for. And Apex Finley's making some moves in 10th as well for Jordan, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Definitely going to be interesting. Yeah, I cannot wait to see the end of this Grand Prix. I think Prior Thib is really in the best position right now. HBO Sworth right behind Prior Thib as well, and they're both on the soft compound tires, so it's going to be interesting. Keensum's going to have to defend against Prior Thib and HBO Sworth if he's going to keep this position, and Prior Thib's got around 5 laps to go. If he's going to get a top 3, he's going to have to fully send it into a few of these corners, you know?
Yeah, no, he is. He's managed in the RS better, a lot better than the others, though. He's got 67%, which is better than the people in front. So maybe he's going to be looking to deploy that, particularly on the next lap when the DRS comes in, to try and shoot past them.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, is that his Grunfeld off the track for Braun? One of the Brauns off the track. And that moves him down the order. But yeah, going back to ERS, definitely something that is going to be crucial for Pryorthib to keep going. ERS is going to be very good if he can keep up with the rest of the field, you know, with the same ERS levels. So we'll see how that works out for Pryorthib. And like you mentioned, once the DRS comes into play, that should help him out quite a bit. Now, Big Weir's right on the back of Cass, actually. So there is a nice battle going on for second position. Big Weir right behind Cass and looking for that overtake for second place, trying to spoil Bronze top 2 and Bronze 1-2 in this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And we'll see if Big Weir will be able to get a second position here.
Yeah, I know. Mango's got a bit of a lead on him, on these two right now, but I think they're going to be hoping, Big Weir's going to be hoping to get into second and get some more points for his championship bid. He's already got quite a sizable margin there. He was chasing down, but he's got quite a commanding lead, and I think he's going to try to consolidate that, really.
Yeah, and you know, it's an interesting concept. You know, we'll see how this works out. Ooh, it's Big Weir using a lot of DRS and maybe trying to make that move into the hairpin. No, he's not. And he's going to wait a little bit longer for that second DRS straight. ERS now enabled, using a lot of ERS. This is his chance to make that overtake as Gronfeld, meanwhile, is out of the Grand Prix. As here comes Big Weir. Cass trying to defend the inside. Big Weir going to the outside. Round the outside. Goes the Force India car on the Brawn. Is Cass going to defend? He is going to defend. And this is great racing between the two drivers. Big Weir has to back out of this. A little bit of contact between the two drivers. But Cass keeps ahead for now. Big Weir right behind. And he cannot get past. Great defense from the Brawn car, who is defending like a champion to hold up the Force India and keep Brawn in first and second in this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Yeah, but they're bunching the whole pack up behind. Now everyone down to, I think, 10th has got a DRS at the moment, and each on a big train, so this is really bunching everyone up again.
And this also brings oh, as we have Shock be like out of the race. Massive crash, gets too much on the sausage curb to the left there, spun it into the wall. Similar situation to Pryorthib. Is that going to be some sort of yellow flag safety car or VSC? I don't believe so, but that is one Ford out of the race, and actually a second Ford out of the Grand Prix. But what I was going to say is this brings Pryorthib into the action for a podium here, and this is good news for Pryorthib. If he can get past Keensome here and then get past Lucas Paul, then he can be in contention for a third, maybe second position in this Grand Prix.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I think he's going to try and use extra RS to save up. Cass has also got more RS than Big Weir, and I think that might be a secret to his success. He's using a lot of that down the straight now in these remaining laps to keep Big Weir behind, and we'll have to see if that works out. And as Big Weir is right over the back end, it's very close. He's going to have DRS, and he might have a better run this time.
Yeah, we'll see as Big Weir gets ahead of Cass. Big Weir has done that. And now gets himself up in a second position, but Cass is going to come back at him, and he's got more ERS. He does have more ERS than Big Weir, you're right. And he might be able to get past him here, maybe into the 13th lap of the race, or maybe even into the 14th lap of the race. We'll see.
Yeah, we also got to watch out for that 10th position, because obviously when we reverse the grid, that's who's going to be starting on pole position for the main race. So they're all trying to get that, and currently it's held by CDMJW. So, yeah, he's really going to be looking to hold on to that position.
Yes, we'll see how this works out. You know, it's going to be interesting to see who grabs P10 in this Grand Prix, like you mentioned. It is a close battle. I think Anthony is going to be trying to make that move. He's been up there. He's got the pace to be able to stay in the front, but he's had some bad luck today, but he might be able to turn this around. If he gets ahead of Bradfield and maybe gets up into 10th position ahead of CDM, we'll see if he's going to be able to do that. That is going to be interesting. As also, Apex Finley is now right in the back of this pack as well. Jordan coming back into the frame as Apex is going down the inside on HBO Sworth. That was a neat little overtake from Apex. He's going to try and make the overtake once again. He couldn't get it into the exit of the curve, but now he's going to pull to the outside of the track and now get past HBO Sworth. A good move from Apex Finley. Moves himself up into 7th position now, and now chasing after the pack of cars that are battling for 3rd in this Grand Prix. Also, is Cass going to make that overtake on Big Weir? He's not using any ERS though. He's using this as a closing zone. Maybe waiting until our final lap to make the overtake on the final lap of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, as Big Weir is running out of ERS, he's only got less than 10% now, so Cass is going to be trying to get a run on him, I think. And if they stay bunched together, that's entirely possible right now. So it's going to be interesting to see if Cass can pull it off, but he's certainly in a good position to be able to do so now. His prior team's really close to the Like a King zone, but he's still not been able to make the move yet.
Yeah, he's not. We'll see if there's going to be any overtakes on the next lap, though, because it is the final lap of the Grand Prix. Meanwhile, Mango is 6 seconds ahead of Big Weir, really running a great race. He hasn't got a lot of screen time in this race, but yeah, has had a brilliant, consistent race, and all he's got to do is continue that consistency for one more lap, and he'll be starting P10 in this Grand Prix, but will be taking home the win in the sprint race today. But Big Weir, P2, looking to hold off Cass. Let's see if he's going to be able to do it.
Yeah, it's really not to happen now, and I'd say Cass is easily close enough with DRS to be able to definitely close enough to be close to making the overtake for the first zone, and maybe the second zone, and that'll be really close to be able to make the overtake. So it's closing, and it's going to be close.
He's waiting. He doesn't want to make the overtake. Oh, a little bit of contact. Yes, there is. Cass is thrown wide. Lucas Paul and Cass make contact. Cass, unfortunately, down the order. Kinsome is now into third. And now Big Weir has a sigh of relief. But that is huge disappointment for Cass, who is down the order now, down to 6th position. And now Apex Finley is going to make that overtake.
Yeah, they're just trying to get to here, and Cass is trying to hold on, but he can't. And he's lost out on that position, and HB's worth going to try and make the move now into the final couple of corners, but really unfortunate. It just felt like there was a lot better contact from ground. Prior to all over the back of King Zone, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do it in the final 2 corners as we come round to take the checker flag.
Well, here comes Mango, and he's going to win his first sprint race here in the LFR Formula 4 Championship. It's a double podium for Force India. Big Weir takes home 2nd, Kinsome takes home 3rd, and it is the 2 Fords following in 4th and 5th. Apex Finley survives to take 6th position, and it, I do believe, will be Anthony, I think, taking 10th. Let's see. To the line now. No, it is 11th, so it will be CDMJW taking the pole position for the upcoming 50% race.
Yeah, they've got to be happy with that. Obviously, that's 2 of the Bentleys up in the top 4 now for the start of the main race, so they're certainly going to be happy with that. They've just got to try and hold them to those positions, and it's going to be interesting to see some of the faster drivers, Mango, Big Weir, Kingsholm, you know, Prior Tib, making their way to the field from slightly lower down on the grid than maybe some of them started.
Yeah, we'll see. This is going to be one of the most epic 50% races in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I think this is going to be awesome, and I think we've had a great race already, showing that these guys can really put on some great results. So it is Mango that wins the sprint race here today in Abu Dhabi in its first race in 2009 in the Real World Championship. And when Braun won that championship, Abu Dhabi wasn't won by a Braun car. It was actually won by Sebastian Vettel for Red Bull. And Braun wasn't able to take the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix victory in 2009 when they appeared on the F1 grid, but they've done it today in the Formula 4 Championship. Mango has grabbed the win, and the question now is, he's going to be starting 10th, but who's going to win this upcoming 50% race?
To be honest, I think you still be hard-pressed to bet against him with his pace and over a 50% race. If he can make the moves cleanly, he's going to have a great shot at it. But I do think there are some fast drivers. Cass, potentially, he'll be starting 3rd after that spin. He's going to have, if he can get out in front maybe and pull a bit of a margin, perhaps he'll be able to hold off Mango. It's going to be quite interesting to see what can be done here. And yeah, it should be good with some of the fast drivers starting 10th, as we've said. But really good race for Braun. Disappointing there for Cass, dropped so far down the order, and I've got to say another good race by Force India and Ford. They've got 2 drivers in the top 5, both of them. Bit disappointing for Jordan and Bentley though.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a disappointment for both of those teams, but Apex was able to get 6th, and HBO Sworth was able to start or get 7th, and will start, I do believe, 4th in the upcoming Grand Prix, and CDM will start 1st. So Bentley might be able to turn this around, and we'll see how that works out. So now we're heading into the official 50% race. We're waiting for the admins to set the grid, do all their thing as we head into the race. And yeah, it's just going to be a quick little break before we head into this official race.
Yeah, just a quick break and reordering the grid for the top 10. So the admins will be getting that sorted. I think we've got one driver who needs to try and rejoin if they're going to come back or not, but we're going to have to see what happens. But certainly, I think, we're in for a good on 50% race. Twice as much action as there was in the last race, potentially. It should be a good one with strategy as well.
Yeah, that is a very interesting topic that I do want to mention a few times. The strategy, that is going to be interesting. Degradation is a little bit high for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Drivers usually go for a two-stop strategy for around here. But I have seen a one-stop as well. The strategy that I usually go for and the thought process that I usually have when driving this track is you want to take the softs for as long as they can go. Even if they're screaming at you to come into the pit lane, you got to take them for as long as possible, because if you do that, you'll have more pace at the end of the Grand Prix, and you will be pretty quick once you pit onto another set of compound tires. So a soft to medium strategy could be the way. Do not go hards. That's probably not the best strategy for around here. That's only if you're going for a one stop, though. I would go to at least lap 12. I don't know on the softs. It depends. I gotta relook at the strategy with all that sort of thing. I haven't done the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in quite a while.
Yeah, but that's some good insight for any drivers listening. I'm sure they'll be looking to maybe catch someone looking to carry out your strategy there. And as you said, but no, I really think it could be quite a good one. A mixed up strategy, the mixed up grid maybe. Obviously, I'm not really expecting any rain here today. That would be quite a surprise if we saw that, but you never know. But no, I think it should be a really good one, and hopefully build on what we've seen in the first 5 races of the season already.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be interesting. I think the racing upcoming is going to be pretty phenomenal. I think we're going to get an awesome battle between all these drivers, and a pretty fantastic one.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with, all 5 teams have really, at different points this year, shown their good pace. They've shown that they can work together and fly out to the front, so it should be really interesting to see what they can do over this race. And honestly, anyone could win it. We've seen, wins from far down the field this season. We've seen people fighting through the field. We've seen strategy come off. We've seen overtakes. So I really think anything is possible in this race.
I definitely agree. Yep. I think it's going to be very interesting. So yeah, can't wait for it. So anyway, I do want to mention a few things, viewers. Thank you so much for watching so far. First off, I've seen a lot of people come into the live stream. Currently, we have, I think, over 10 people watching, which is awesome. So thank you guys. Right now, if you're curious to know what exactly is going on, the admins are setting the grid. They are getting the settings all prepared for the upcoming race, and we'll be getting the race underway in just a moment's time. But I do want to mention of the content coming up on LGE. So we just had a major event that was streamed on the LGE YouTube channel. I do believe it's almost got 500 views, which is awesome. It's the 2 hours of Le Mans event. Myself and Keemzone were commentating that one, and it truly was incredible to witness that. LFR and LSR were both racing in that event. Definitely go check out that stream. Also, right after that, we had the Limitless 1 and Limitless 2 tiers for LFR. Awesome racing as well. I checked on those 2 tiers racing, and there was a lot of great battles, overtaking, all that sort of thing. It was awesome to witness. And then, after this race, we'll be having the return of the LSR Grand Prix. We'll be heading to Saudi Arabia for the first time ever in Lightning Speed Racing. And that will be the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix for Group 2 and the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix for Group 1. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. And we did have a comment coming in from, I do believe, Zayek. Let me quickly check on that comment to see exactly what you said there. I will try and respond as best as possible, or Isaac will, and he says, are you confident going into Jeddah on the weekend? Do you mean by like driving? Like, how the driving will be, or how the league will be. I'm assuming you mean how the driving will be. Well, I'm hoping for the best. We've never done this before, but hopefully it goes well. I'm just hoping that we get a good race. We'll see how this goes. I personally will not be in the league for the Group 1 race. I'm actually going to be out, and so someone else will be taking over the LSR Group 1 weekend. So hopefully that answers your question. I'm hoping there will not be a lot of carnage, as you mentioned in the comments just now. I'm hoping we won't get a lot of incidents, because of Saudi Arabia. But we talked it over with the owners and admins, and we thought this would be the best situation to go for a Saudi Arabian Grand Prix weekend. We're kind of testing it out for the Season 3 championship because we want to make sure we get that one as well. So, yeah, hoping for a good race weekend. Hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, viewers, definitely go check out the upcoming races for LSR. And after that, we return to the normal format of LFR, Limitless 1, Limitless 2, then Formula 4, of course. And I want to ask, I need to remember exactly, but Isaac, do you know what the next race is going to be after Saudi Arabia? Or sorry, after Abu Dhabi?
Yes, I do know what the next race after Abu Dhabi is. It is the... Oh, I've forgotten, hang on. It's the Singapore Grand Prix. It's fully qualified next week. So quite another night one. It's quite a tight track. It could be quite interesting to see what happens there. I recently raced there on Tuesday, and it was a dry to wet race, which was quite an interesting one for sure.
Yes, this will be interesting. Yeah, I definitely cannot wait for the Singapore Grand Prix. I don't know. It's going to be awesome. Singapore, always a great track. Another night race. So, yeah, we'll see how that works out. I think we had another comment coming in from Zayak, and he asked any unusual predictions for the race. Any predictions, really, for the upcoming race. And that was a question to both of us.
Oh, an upcoming prediction. I'm going to say... Maybe it's not unusual knowing the pace that he's got, but I'm going to say Waitsy for the podium from near the back after he retired last race.
Okay, that's a good prediction. And you're going for him for the win?
Not for the win. I think Mango is just too strong to rule out for the win. Are we doing race predictions now then?
I guess so. Why not? Let's do it.
No, I'm not going to predict Mango. I was going to, but I want it to be interesting, so I'm not going to predict Mango for him. I'm going to predict... You know what, I'll go for Waitsy first, because now you've said that, I feel like I should. I'll go for Waitsy first. I'll go for Apex Finley second, and I'll go for Zayak going third. I know he's in the comments, so he'll probably like that.
Good prediction there. Definitely think it's going to be interesting to see what happens, and... yeah, that prediction could definitely come true. I guess I'll give my prediction as well since we are doing that. You gave a pretty good prediction, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. For the win, I'm going to go Apex Finley because he's been really strong, I think. I think he's got the pace to be up there. P2, I'm going to go Prior Thib. I think Prior Thib's got some really good pace in that Ford car. Definitely have to say that he's got some pace. And then... Mango. I want to say Mango in P3. I'm going to say there's some sort of incident that Mango is going to be involved in. Of course, I don't hope that, but I'm going to say there's going to be some sort of incident, like a lap 1 incident or something like that, but Mango's going to pull off one of the best recovery drives to come home for P3. I think that's what I'm thinking is going to happen.
Yeah, interesting one. Certainly a good prediction, I think. Yeah, if Mango does get caught with an incident and he can close out to P3, he can be very happy with that, but obviously he's going in for the win. And also, neither of us predicted a big rear in our top 3 there, did we? So, he's a championship leader, he's on a bit of a hot streak. Has he finished? He's been on the podium every race, he's got 3 wins and 2 seconds, so, in the main races. So, if he doesn't finish on the podium today, that's broken his streak, so maybe statistically he might.
Even if he finishes P3, that's breaking his streak of finishing in the top 2 in every single race as well. So we gotta hope or I guess all of us gotta hope that, or Big Weir's gotta hope that our predictions are wrong, because he wants to finish in the top 2, or maybe even get his 4th win of the season to keep that championship alive.
Yeah, well, as you said, he's won 3, and Portugal, he only lost the lead on the last lap, and Belgium, he lost it on the last corner. So, you know, he's really been up at the sharp end this year, that's for sure.
Yeah, you know, it could have been, if it wasn't for the last lap and last corner, last lap in Portugal and last lap in Belgium, then Big Weird probably would have won every single race this season. But of course, those 2 things happened, and I guess we're glad it happened, because it proved to be absolutely phenomenal. It was great racing there, and truly epic, an epic finish to both Grand Prix.
No, it certainly was. They've been some of the best races this year, but all the races this year have been really strong, and it's good that someone else has won other than Big Weir, because otherwise they'd just be running away with the championship, and we want to keep it quite close. So, you know, for the sake of the championship, maybe it's better if he doesn't dominate, but at the end of the day, he's going to be hoping he does, so we'll have to see what happens. He's got a margin of going into this race, I've just checked, 60 points on his teammate King's in second going into this race, so that's quite commanding. It's really quite a lot of points he's got there. He's been so consistent. So, no, if someone wants to bring him back in, they need to start doing it really today.
Yeah, that's a very big league. Big lead, my goodness, for Big Weir. Currently down in P9 on the softs as well. That's going to be interesting. I think the middle of the pack is probably the most interesting, just because you got like drivers like Pryor Thib, Keensum, Big Weir, Mango, Anthony, Bradfield, you know, all those drivers in that middle of the pack. I think they're going to be showing some great pace. Also, keep an eye on Wade Zayak and Lewis in the back of the pack as well. They're going to be coming through the field, I think. And we'll also see, is CDM JW going to hold off Shug's Life and keep the lead of the Grand Prix? Will Bentley lead the first lap? Will it be CDM JW, or will it be HBO's Worth, who's also up in a good position? So we'll see how this works out. And also, Cass showed some incredible pace, and unfortunately was involved in a little incident at the final lap of the Grand Prix. He's starting P3. He might be able to take the lead of the first lap.
No, he absolutely could. Yeah, as you said, most people are on the softs, but there were 3 Bentleys and Big Weir on the 2 Bentleys and Big Weir on the softs, and the rest of them are on the mediums. So, you know, it's quite a lot of people on the mediums, but I'm sure safety cars and incidents may change the strategy around a bit, and we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, we will. We'll see. This is going to be very, very fantastic. You know, this is going to be one of the best races, I think, as we prepare for the 28 laps of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Watch out for strategy as well, viewers. Mediums or softs, what's the better strategy? We'll see in a few moments' time.
Yeah, we're coming around to the final corner now. Well, the first few couple of drivers are actually falling onto the grid now, and it's not long until we're getting going for the main race, so let's hope it's a good one.
Yes, let's hope. It's going to be, hopefully, a great race, you know. Turn 1, let's see how that works out. It's a short way down to turn 1, so we'll see if there's going to be any side-by-side action. Hopefully not a crash, but that could happen as well, so we'll find out. Here we go, though. The final car is rounding off the grid as we prepare for this race. 19 drivers in this 28 lap Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and we are waiting for those 5 red lights, which are about to go out here in Abu Dhabi for the official 50% race. It's lights out and away we go. Already a jump start though, but it is a great start for Cass, who's already taking the lead of the Grand Prix. What a start for Cass! But CDM JW is trying to go round the outside. Is Cass going to keep the position? There's a little bit of contact between the 2 drivers. The Bentley gets ahead. Shun's Life into second. Cass has actually moved down to 3rd now.
Yeah, no, and another crash at the back. Zayak contains shock like and Bradford all involved in another incident at the back. It's not good. Is that Big Weir? He's gone off the track, and
it is Big Weir.
And he's rejoined, but he's had to lose loads of sessions. Oh, it's one of the Fords. Who's that? Sins into the wall.
Lucas Paul.
Lucas Paul is not good news again for the forwards, but he's going to rejoin with, I think, no damage at the back. Unfortunate.
it is unfortunate. Not good news for Ford, as we see Pistol Racing got that drive-through penalty at the start. He's going to have to serve that as Kane's home, and I think Anthony had a little bit of contact there, not exactly sure, but Big Weir is not going to try and get past Anthony. He gets past very easily, actually. Maybe Anthony did not get the best start off of turn 9.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was. As Fleet breaks himself and misses the corner completely, and rejoins behind Lewis. So yeah, it's been a bit of a chaotic opening lap there with a couple of drivers running wide, but they're getting back into the rhythm right now. I see Apex Finley's all over the back of Shug's Life for seconds, and he's going to be looking to make his way to the front, I think.
Yeah, he's going to try and do that. We'll see if he's going to be making that move on Shug's Life in a few moments' time. He might be able to in like the turn 8 or something like that. Of course, DRS is not enabled on this lap. We will get it on the following lap as CDMJW leads the Grand Prix for Bentley, 1.5 seconds ahead of Shug's Life and Apex Finley, followed by Cass and HPO Sworth completing the top 5. Mango up to 6th, actually. Mango making his way through the field and looking for a top 5 position already on lap 2.
Yeah, no, it's a very good start by Mango, and he's already, I think, himself in a fairly decent position, to be honest. It's he's up 4 places, not as good as Waitsy and Lewis, who are both off 8, but you know, he's already got himself in a good position here, and yeah, his pace is so strong. It's going to be really interesting to see what he can do.
Yeah, I gotta say, what a start for Waitsy and Lewis. That was one hell of a start for Waitsy and the Jordan driver in P11 now, as they're up to 9th and 11th from basically the back of the grid. That is an absolutely incredible start. And I do believe you predicted Waitsy to win the Grand Prix. Well, I mean, it's going pretty well right now. He's up to 9th and could be actually going for this race victory.
No, yeah, my prediction's going quite well, but there's still plenty of time to go, but we'll see what he can do. He needs to try and get onto the back of Big Weir and look to make more moves as Mango makes to another position up into 5th. He's on an absolute charge.
He really is, yeah. He's now on the back of his teammate Cass in that Brawn. We'll see if Mango's going to be able to make the overtake. Ooh, that was very close to contact between Cass and Mango. Mango P5, Cass in P4, and Apex Finley's just up the road as well. Oh, and that is Big Weir!
Oh my gosh, he's still going to finish on the podium. Oh, and that is...
What?
That's the first big mistake we've really seen from him this year as well in this season. And it's going to dent his championship a little bit. That margin's going to come down, I would have thought.
No way. I'm very surprised to see that. Yeah, that is the first really big mistake of the season. And for the first time ever, Big Weir, the championship leader, will not finish on the podium and will not finish a Grand Prix as well as... That's surprising. That is incredibly surprising. As a lot of moves going on. Apex Finley going down the inside of Shug's Life. As here comes the Jordan car. He backs off. He cannot make the overtake. Meanwhile, Mango, Cass, HBO's Worth, and Prior Thib also having a great battle here. As Prior Thib is going around the outside of the Bentley car coming down into turn 10. We go. The Ford gets ahead of the Bentley. And HBO's Worth is now down to P7 as Apex has got ahead of Shug's Life. Who's now coming back at the Jordan driver as Apex officially gets ahead of Shug's Life, and now Mango is on the back of these drivers as well.
Yeah, Mango is making a charge to the field, isn't he? Is that prior to his spun? Oh no, and something else has gone wrong for Ford, and yeah, he's lost a couple of positions. He hasn't got any damage, but he has spun. But as I was saying, Mango, he's charging to the field, isn't he? He's not even long until he's in the lead at this, right?
Yeah, he's in a really good position right now. He has been doing a great job charging through the field, as you said, and up to P4 now, right on the back of Shug's Life, 4/10, separating 3rd and 4th position now. So this is going really well for Mango, and there is a yellow flag because Anthony is off the track at the final corner. Anthony round, and that is the same place where Big Weir crashed out, but thankfully Anthony is not out of this Grand Prix. It is really proving to be a very difficult corner, that particular turn 20, if I'm not mistaken, as Mango has gone up into 3rd position, and now Cass in the 2nd Brawn is going to look for the overtake on Shug's Life. Brawn making up a lot of positions, and Mango now into 3rd as Pistol Racing is out of the Grand Prix.
And that's a safety car as well. So everyone's going to bunch back up again, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'm not quite sure what's happened to Pistol. It looks like it's on the left again. Yes, he's off to the left side of the track. I was going up the hill again. I'm not sure if that's a crash or what, but he's out. So a bit disappointing, and it's called a safety car.
Yeah, that is a disappointment for Pistol Racing as he becomes the second retirement of the Grand Prix alongside Big Weir, the championship leader, who's also out of this race. But I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm assuming race leader will come into the pits just because of those tires that he has on. So Apex Finley should be leading this Grand Prix with Mango, the driver that started 10th in this race, into second position. But we'll see how that works out. Is CDM JW going to stay out and go a little bit longer on these soft tires, or is he going to come in?
I'm really interested if anyone goes for anything here, anything strangely strategic to make up for the positions. It looks like he's coming in, but will anyone else come in is the question I have. And yes, the answer is Finley's coming in as well, Apex Finley, as is Shogs live and H-Rosworth. So it looks like a lot of drivers choosing to come into the pits, despite them being 4 laps into the medium stint.
Yeah, well, that is a very surprising strategy from a few drivers, especially Apex Finley on the hard compound tires. As Prior Thib has gone for the softs, that's interesting as well. So definitely 2-stop for the driver here, but that's actually quite interesting. So he's going to move down to 11th now on the soft compound tires. That might be good, but he's going to have to pit very soon after that. So tell me this, do you think that was the best strategy from a lot of these drivers to come into the pit lane, or do you think they should have stayed out with Mango or Cass? Oh, Isaac, you there?
Sorry. I think if they'd just stayed out, then I think Mango could potentially have just dominated the race if he got into the lead and they stayed on the same strategy. I think for Apex, Finley, and other people, maybe they wanted to mix up the strategy a bit. Whether it was the right decision, I'm not sure. I said the hard tyres aren't necessarily the best performing around this circuit, but they've done their stop now. So if they can stay out and maybe the medium tyre runners pit and then there's a safety car and everyone goes on to the softs at the end, maybe. I'm not too sure how that would work out though for them. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see how this works out. I'm not sure it was the right call, but they've mixed it up a bit at least.
Yeah, this does provide a very interesting strategy here. The top 6 all staying out on those tires, but yeah, very interesting strategy going on between like Apex Finley on the hards. Like you mentioned, the hards don't really work very well for around here, but we'll see. And Prior Thib on the softs as well. That's going to be an interesting strategy for him. Ford trying something different here with also Lucas Paul on the softs and Shockby like on the mediums, and Waitsy staying out on the mediums. So pretty much all Ford cars going for different strategies.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they can do between them. Obviously, they're giving themselves one of them will probably do quite well at least with the varying strategies, but it is going to be interesting to see what happens. As yeah, you know, you got a lot of the fast drivers have filtered the way to the front now, but they have still got to do their first stop, whereas some of the others have pitted. So, you know, it's gonna be interesting for sure.
Yeah, definitely is going to be interesting. We'll see how this works out. It's going to be a fascinating Grand Prix. I definitely think it's going to be a very intense one as well with strategy. We'll see if CDM JW is going to be able to get past a lot of drivers because he is on those medium compound tires, and he's going to be the leader of that pack that is on the fresh compound tires. So good news for Bentley right now because they have 2 cars in a good position. They also have Bradfield up there, 1 car unfortunately out. So yeah, Bentley's still doing pretty good in this Grand Prix though, even though they do have a car already out of the Grand Prix. But they are doing pretty well. But I gotta say, I think the team that's not really doing the best right now, or is not really in a good position, is Force India. They have lost one of their cars, Flea and Shug's Life down the order, and Kingsholm's really the only driver in that pack for the top 5 right now.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's not looking great for them right now. They've still got a chance to come back, but obviously their leading driver in the championships out, which does open the door for a bit of the gap to close down, and obviously the constructors fight as well. Force India in the lead, but the margin's not too big to Bentley. Obviously Bentley didn't have the greatest sprint race, but a good finish in the main race could get them back in the fight again.
Yeah, you're right. With this result, this could affect the entire championship, you know, I mean, still a long ways to go. I think we still have 12 races in this championship, so that means 6 races remaining. There is still a few races to go. Anything can change, even with Big Weir in the lead of the championship and his team in the lead. This could affect the drivers and constructors championship if Braun are able to get up there. And real quickly, you just mentioned the championship. Do you know who's second in the constructors championship?
Yeah, it's Force India and 15 points in front of Bentley in second.
Bentley are in second. Interesting. Okay, so if CDM-JW and HBO Sworth get a good result in this Grand Prix, they might be able to get Bentley closer and closer to Force India in that championship as the safety car goes in this lap.
Yeah, certainly. We're going to have to see what happens.
Yep, well, it looks like Mango has led us away, and by around 0.3 of a second, as it looks like Lewis is trying to go for the move on Keensum. Here goes the Jordan car. Ooh, a little bit of contact between the two cars. Lewis is outside. Oh, there's contact!
Oh, he's not out, but he's lost all of his wing. He just got spun right across the track, and if he'd have been out, that could have been really bad for Force India.
And what happened there? That was Lewis and Keensum were side by side. Was there contact, or was that just a spin for Keensum?
He seemed to make contact with the rear wheel of he was on the inside of the first corner, and I think the Jordan was on the outside, and he made contact with the rear wheel and just lost it straight into the wall. But yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah, Force India's day really not going well as we have a 3-wide moment down to turn 8. Jordan v. Bentley, 3 cars in this fight here, and this is absolutely phenomenal as they keep it going. No contact between any of these cars, and now Shug's Life in the Force India and Prior Thib and Flea are in this battle. This is epic. This is absolutely phenomenal as it looks like no change quite yet, but Prior Thib is going for the move on Shug's Life. Down the inside goes the Ford car, and the Ford will get ahead of Shug's Life for now. But this is awesome to witness.
Yeah, it really is. Those soft tires have come on really well for Prior to he's making the moves, and you know, Apex Finley on those hard tires is going to need to try and really maintain this position where he is, because he's staying out for quite a while. There is someone waiting. Oh, my prediction, he's falling right down the order.
And
I don't know what happened.
CDM is also involved in an incident there, as Zayak, I think, was also involved. So 3-car crash possibly. We didn't really see it on camera, but that is 3 cars that are in a difficult position, as Prior Thib has also got damage, I think.
So that's wiped out 3 people, and you said CDM was involved. Like, he might have got without any damage, and that's what HBO's were, I think, the effective lead of the Grand Prix, if he can stay within the range of SSL Mango.
Yeah, he technically is, and that's really good for HBO Sworth. He might be able to get his 2nd win of the season and the first driver to do so. Right now, it's looking likely that we might get a first winner, either if Apex Finley or HBO Sworth do not come out in P1. It will be definitely a first winner of the season. But right now, HBO Sworth is in a great position to win his 2nd race of the season.
Yeah, I know he really is in a great position to win his 2nd race of the season. It's just got to keep up the pace on those fresh medium tyres, but anything can still happen. But it's really unfortunate to see so many of the top drivers wiped out in thingy. Obviously we had Waitsy, Zach, Prior to and Kingsholm the lap before, all running to the top, and they've all gone right to the back again, so yeah, really unfortunate.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. It's how it goes, though. Racing will continue as we see CDM try to make the move on Lewis as well. I think the Bentleys are trying to move up into a top 4 position for both cars. So this will be good for the Bentleys if they are going to be able to do that.
Yeah, 100% agree. And Apex Finley's on those hard tyres, and he's just sitting there, hoping to keep up the pace, I think, and just stay in the range. I'm not sure if he's one-stopping. I don't think there was a one-stopping, but I think he might be one-stopping, so he's just got to keep up the pace.
Yeah, we'll see. This is going to be an interesting strategy here. Yellow flag. That is Cass out of the race from P2.
And that's a safety car. And that changes a lot. Will Mango come into the pits here? I suspect he will. And then, you know, that's going to be really beneficial for him if he comes into the pits.
Oh, that's big. Cass out of the Grand Prix. One of the bronze out. Devastation for Cass, really, this race. It has not gone well for him, and the last 3 races have really been difficult for Cass in that Brawn car. Bahrain, Belgium, and now Abu Dhabi have not really gone well for Cass in this season, so he's going to have to come back stronger in Singapore next time out for round 7. But yeah, Mango definitely coming into the pit lane. I don't think it would be wise for him to stay out. Same with Lewis. I think both drivers will come into the pits, and it will be, by my calculations, the Bentley 1-2 at lap 10 once the safety car catches up with the leaders.
Yeah, no, it should be a Bentley 1-2 when that happens. So I think they're going to be happy to be holding the first 2 positions, certainly. But Mango's going to be on fresh tyres behind, and he's got a lot of pace. So you know, it could be quite interesting to see if he can make his way up. I'm not sure how many positions he'll lose. Depends how far he falls up when he pits, obviously. We'll see. He does come into the pits, so we'll see where he comes out.
I think he's going to come out either probably like 13th, I think. Maybe a little bit behind or a little bit ahead as HBO Sworth. Actually, no, a lot of drivers coming into the pit lane. So Mango will come out. Oh, Mango's onto the softs. That is an interesting call.
That's a 2-stop call. I'm surprised he's done that, to be honest. And maybe, I suppose the hards aren't particularly good. Maybe he knows that and he's going for a double soft stint. That is quite interesting.
And Lewis has done the same thing. Lewis has gone onto the softs as well. That is very surprising. But they're going to get up into 6th and 7th position and could be right behind these drivers. So that could be a very good strategy for both drivers to get them a 1-2 in this Grand Prix. They're able to get ahead of all these medium compound runners, get ahead, pit, then overtake those guys again because they're going to be on older compound tires than the soft runners that do pit. This could be really good for Mango and Lewis. We'll see how this works out. As HBO Sworth will lead the Grand Prix. Shug's Life will be P2. Flea will be P3. Shock Be Like 4th, and Anthony P5. The top 5 have all stayed out on track. Mango, Lewis, and pretty much the rest of the field have all come into the pit lane. So the top 5 are going to have to defend like crazy to hold the rest of these drivers, hold the rest of the 10 drivers that have pit in. So we'll see.
Yeah, we will see, obviously. Mango and Lewis on the soft are going to be on a bit of a charge to get past, but it depends how much they get held up in the initial laps, really, with what happens. But I would have thought if they can get past, they're going to be trying to pull a gap so that when they pit another time, they will come out behind, but they shouldn't be too far behind, and maybe if on another set of soft tyres they can make some overtakes.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. I definitely think it's going to happen, you know. We'll see. You know, it's gonna be an interesting restart once the restart happens. You know, and we'll see. We'll see if the strategy works out, and we'll see if they're able to make some overtakes.
Yeah, I think it looks like it'll be staying out for another lap with King's still yet to catch up. He's after his incident earlier on. He's 40 seconds behind, so should catch up by the end of the lap hopefully, and I think we'll go next lap.
This is good for Kingsome, though, who will catch up to the field, so this will give him a chance of fighting for some good positions in this upcoming Grand Prix.
No, I 100% agree. I think, you know, it's given everyone a chance now. Everyone's all bunched together. And, you know, as we've seen, anything can happen. There's points for the top 15. So most people are going to get points today if they just stay in the race they are currently here now. So, you know, everyone's got something to play for.
Yeah, definitely. This will be interesting. You know, I think this race could get really spicy towards the end of it. We are not really halfway into this. I guess we are about to be. But yeah, we still have a long ways to go. That's my point.
Yeah, and I completely agree. If there's no other safety cars, any strategic interruptions, then you could have Lewis and Mango at the end flying past trying to pass all these runners who'll have been out on the tyres for much longer, certainly.
Yeah, we'll see, you know. It's going to be interesting. We'll see how this works out. It's still a big race coming up. You know, there's still lots of things that can happen. I am curious to see what those soft runners are going to be doing, Mango and Lewis, and then also Unsainted as well, who's also on the softs. So we will see. And Lucas Paul, also on the hard compound tires. If he's able to make those hards work for the first 7 laps, he should be able to be in contention for a good result in this upcoming Grand Prix, or this upcoming end to the Grand Prix.
Yeah, that's it. As if it's that exciting, and maybe, you know, that can rub off on the Monaco Grand Prix this weekend, which is quite a good one. Hopefully, that's similarly exciting to what it's been like today.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. You know, that is something we definitely need to talk about during the stream if we get a point. The Monaco Grand Prix coming up. Are you excited for the race in Monaco for F1 this weekend?
I'm hoping it's not a procession. I think with the new cars, maybe it won't be. I think there's also predicted to possibly be rain on race day. I don't know if that's still the case. It was when I looked this morning. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. The rain would be really neat. So we'll see how that works out. We will definitely talk about the Monaco Grand Prix if we get a chance to. It is the most famous race on the F1 calendar. As HBO Sworth will be getting us away for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, as he will lead us away probably at the exit of this corner or entrance, as he's going away a little bit longer, and he goes on the exit. He goes on the exit of turn 21 and leads us away by around 0.4 of a second to Shug's Life in P2.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Mango can do as he is a little bit wide, but I think he's going to try and just get a run now. As Lewis is on the inside of him, actually, but they keep it clean, and they're all still going.
And they are keeping going as Mango goes a little bit wide. Lewis looking for the overtake. And Apex Finley and CDM are also in a nice little battle as well. Mango goes wide, though, and now Lewis has the opportunity, but Mango gets the better traction and gets ahead. But, yeah, nice battle going on here for around 6th position or so. Apex and CDM Jr. are, sorry, it's CDMW, JW. There's a lot of letters in that name, but, yeah, as Apex... Ooh, we have actually Anthony making a move on Flea. Apex Finley now trying to go for the move on. Oh, as CDM JW is around. And that is incredible, incredibly unfortunate for the Bentley driver, who is down the order now. The pole position sitter is at the back now. And there's contact, unfortunately, between the two drivers there. I'm sure they'll be looking into that as, ooh, what's going on here for P8?
Yeah, it seems like a right old battle going on right here for
Oh!
P8, and oh, is that Flea?
Yep, Flea's round, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Again, for Force India, they don't need results like that. Is that Kingdom? Kingdom spins!
Oh, no!
He's collected Waitsy as well. I don't know if Waitsy's got damage. Kingdom definitely must have. I'd have thought with that it was more like a head-on impact. I'll have a look and see if I can see any damage on the car. I think it must have damage after that, surely.
Yeah, it's front wing. Oh!
Oh, he spins again. He's in the wide out. He's out. And that's another... It's another Force India gone, and that's the top 2 in the championship out of this race.
Massive disappointment is... Oh! Lewis is out! And Lewis is spun as well! Lewis is off the track! And that is... big disappointment for Lewis as well. Waitsy also for sure had damage. VSC has been deployed, and a lot of stuff happening, a lot of position changes as Kingdom is out of the race and Lewis spins again.
Not good, not good. I think he'd be aiming for a full safety car, but unfortunately it's only a virtual one for him. Mango is already up into 4th place. He's going to be happy with that, I think. He's making his way back to the front of this pack. But the VSCs are preventing him from pulling the gap he needs, because obviously his strategy is all about pace. He needs to pull as much gap as quickly as he can.
Yeah, this is not good for Mango, actually. Even if he's in a good position right now, he still has the pit. There's no way he can take those softs to the end of the Grand Prix. I don't think it's actually possible for the car to take him that long. But yeah, like you mentioned, he's got to gain time on these cars. He's got to get past these 3 cars, which this VSC is preventing him from doing that, like you mentioned. And he's got to gain time as well as the VSC goes in, and Mango was all over the back, and Shockbeat like him was going for the overtake, and Zayak and Prior Thib also side by side. Oh, and there's contact, both cars spin around!
Oh, it's absolute carnage under Another hotel section there, and not good. There's a move going on up ahead as well, side by side through the fast lap, final corners of the lap, and they just about survived through there between Bradfield and Unsainted, but yeah, that was very close.
Yeah, it was very close. Unfortunate, but you know, that's how it is. This prior Thib is also looking for the overtake on Lucas Paul. Meanwhile, we have Bradfield and Unsainted as well. Unsainted on the soft compound tires going to be pretty quick. As we have SSL Mango making the move on Shug's Life now. Mango up into second position, and now just ahead is HBO's Worth, 2 seconds ahead. Mango has to make that overtake and get the gap if he's going to come out. He's going to come out in a good position, because the thing is, I don't think Mango's going to win this Grand Prix. I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
I don't know what the delta is of the pit, so obviously it's actually not that bad a pit lane, because it goes under the track, so you save a bit of time doing that as well, but the delta's got to be at least like 18 seconds, I would have thought, so he's only pitting in about, what, 6 laps maybe, even if he can pull 6 seconds, you know, you're looking, I suspect he'll fall out by about in 7th place maybe, and then he's going to have a couple of laps maybe to pull the gap back and try and make the overtake. It's going to be really tight. I think we're in for a fantastic finish.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. You know, like you mentioned, incredibly tight as Mango. We'll see if he's going to be able to do that. And, yeah, I don't know. I mean, HBO's Worth running a really good race right now, but he's got Apex Finley. Apex Finley is going to be up there, and I think he might be able to go for this win today if he's going to get past Shug's Life, because he is on fresh 4-lap-old medium compound tires compared to 9-lap-old mediums. So this is going to be good. And Prior Thib and Lucas Paul also in good positions as well. So that's good news for them, as Apex looking for the move on Shug's Life, as Apex could be going for the move into turn 5. Let's see if he's going to go for it. No, Shug's Life keeps ahead for now, and Apex is going to have to wait for that DRS zone.
Yeah, I was wondering if Mango made the same move he did last lap into the hairpin, but he wasn't quite close enough this time. He's just waiting for the DRS straight there. He knows he's going to fly past here. And once he's in the lead, as we all expect, it's all about pulling the gap for him. It's not about taking the lead. We know he has to pit again. Some of the mean tire runners may pit again, but a lot of them will not, and so he needs to pull a bit of a gap on them as Apex moves his way up into third, and that's important for him.
Yeah, that is important for him to get a good position in this race. But Shug's Life coming back at Apex Finley now, as the Force India could be going for an overtake. No, he's not. He's going to back off. He does not have enough speed into that particular corner.
Yeah, no, they're just heading away in sector 3 now, back to tight and twisty again, but Apex isn't losing a lot of time to Mango, which is going to be frustrating for Mango. I know Mango's been caught up in trying to pass, you know, other cars, but we're seeing that the soft tyres don't last more than like six laps being faster than the mediums, and the mediums start to become the similar pace. So I wouldn't have thought Mango's got many more laps of, you know, advantage in terms of raw pace, just with the, you know, on the same tyre, comparing between the tyres over Apex. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can pull a big enough gap. I'm not sure he can.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he is 1.5 seconds ahead of HBO's Worth, but he's got to gain more. I think he's got to get to at least like 10 seconds if he's going to be able to be like really in contention for the race victory. If not, he's going to have to pull off some incredible stint on the second set of soft compound tires. Now, I do want to talk about something. Now, we just mentioned strategy. We just mentioned about mediums and hards. I now want to ask about the durability. So we are 16 laps into this race. Mango's got 5-lap-old soft compound tires. Theoretically, is this possible for Mango to somehow take these softs to the end of the Grand Prix? Is that actually possible?
The performance would be so bad, though. That is the only concern. I know he's on lighter fuel, but at the end they'll have done 17 laps on them. You know, 10 laps is really the max you want to take there, as you said, I think, at the start for a one-stop, and that's, you know, you're pushing them to their limit there in terms of their pace. Possibly on durability, they might not puncture, perhaps, if, you know, he gets lucky with the puncture zone, because obviously it's only, I think, 75, I think, is the puncture region on the tyre, but I wouldn't have thought we'd have a lot of pace. And Apex, certainly, even on the mediums, I would have thought would pick him off at that pace over the remaining couple of laps. So he might wish to do that and just, you know, he'd probably guarantee himself like second or maybe third if he did that, but I feel like he wants to win and he might come into the pits.
I think he's going to do the same thing, and I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but we'll catch back up with Mango in a moment. We'll see if he's going to be able to do that, but I'm currently riding on board with Apex Finley, who is now 2 tenths behind HBO Swarth. I think he might be able to go for this overtake on the Bentley car. I don't know why I keep thinking Aston Martin. Maybe it's because it's dark green, but Apex could be going for the move into the DRS, and he's already looking for it. Oh, is that Lewis out of the race?
That could be important. If there's a safety car now, it would really help Mango. I'm not sure if there will be or not. This could go either way. Mango is going to be praying for the safety car, I think.
Meanwhile, Apex Finley gets up in a second position and ahead of HBO Swarth. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be any change in the safety car. So not good news for Mango. But Prior Thib gets ahead of Anthony, I do believe. Is Anthony now trying to come back at Prior Thib? Is he going to have the DRS? Yes, he is. Going to use a little bit of ERS down to 9% as Anthony will get ahead of Prior Thib. And now the Jordan will get ahead of the Ford and retake 5th position in this Grand Prix. But is Prior Thib going to look for the overtake into this particular turn into 14? Anthony will be overtaken by Prior Thib. So good move from Prior Thib. He re-overtook the Jordan driver and is now up into the top 5 and gives Ford a top 5 position in this race.
Yeah, and I love this line. The top 5 drivers have 5 different teams at the moment. So yeah, I love using that line. It really shows that we've got, you know, there's a good competition between the teams as well.
Yeah, it is actually. It's good competition. I think this is awesome to witness, you know, the top 5 all being different teams, which is really cool to see. So that's at least one car of their teams that are in the top 5, which is awesome. And like you mentioned, the pace that these guys have shown has been absolutely phenomenal. But let's talk about teams for a moment. It has not been a great day for Force India. They have lost their 2 leaders of the team, really. Kingsum and Big Weir have really been the 2 like fastest drivers, I'd say. I think Shug's Life and Flea have got some great pace as well. But those 2 drivers are out of the race, and those 2 are the lead of the championship as well. So Force India, not a great day, I'd say. But Shug's Life is in P4, running a really good race, I'd say. And he might be able to score some great points for the team, which would be great for them.
No, I completely agree. I think it's been a better day for Bentley in the main race. Certainly, the sprint race was a bit of a disaster. Absolutely honest, but they're going to be wanting to gain points on, you know, the Force Indias, so they need to try and maintain these positions. But potentially, when Mango comes into the pits, they're all going to get promoted. One, I suspect we need to look at where he's going to come down when he pits. I suspect it'll be around the Lucas Paul area. So if he comes in, where is he going to be able to make it back up to? Because there's going to be 10 laps to go. If he wants to split the tyre strategies evenly between the softs, he'll do 1 more lap after this, and then when they've done 9, he'll do 9 more on the final set. So, where can he get to on 9 laps of fresh soft tyres from maybe where Lucas Paul is right now?
I think in this race, Mango's targeting a 3rd position. I think he's targeting P3 in this Grand Prix. I think if he comes out where Lucas Paul is, he might be able to gain time. And I think he's going to try and overtake Shug's Life, who will be effectively in P3 once Mango does pit. And I think that's where Mango's going to be trying to get that position. But the question is, when is he coming in? Because it's lap 19. He's got around 8 or so, actually less than 8. A little bit less than 8 laps of this Grand Prix. Mango, if he's going to come in, this would be the best time.
Yeah, one thing I do want to say is he's keeping the gap to Apex Finley pretty constant, but that's quite impressive because he's on 8 lap old softs, right? 8 lap old softs, that's a lot of performance loss. So he could be really mighty on fresh softs, you know, up to a second quicker than everyone else, I would expect. So, and particularly not even to Apex, Apex is running a very fantastic race, really. And also HBR's worth on 5 lap older tyres is only just behind Apex. So I really think Mango, you know, when he pits, he could, I think 3rd is a realistic target. He'd love to go for the win, but he's going to need a large pace advantage to be able to do that with only 9 laps remaining. Yeah,
I think the realistic chance for him to finish this race would be P3. I think he's probably going to try and aim for that. Yeah,
a safety car could help him, is the only thing I would say to that, if it comes, and then obviously he closes the gap long enough before the others have to pit for fresh softs. maybe he could bunch back up. I'm not sure how that would work, but.
And you know, maybe even a VSC as well. If a VSC comes out, that's actually really good for Mango, who will come out probably around the battle for 6th right now. Oh, is that a Zayak off the track, I do believe? Is that going to cause a VSC or maybe a safety car? He's got no front wing.
Yeah, but I think it just feels like it's cleared, so it appears to have got away with it, and you know, he would have been hoping for that for his teammate, to be honest. We don't want any crash gate stuff, but his teammate would have really been hoping for that as he gets 5-second time to speed in the pit lane.
Yeah, not good for Zayak, who's got that penalty now on his shoulders, and he's going to have to come back after that. As Prior Thib going for the move for 4th now, up into 4th position ahead of Shug's Life, who moved down to 5th for Force India. Prior Thib is on a really good charge, actually. He's on 11-lap old medium compound tires and could be in the hunt for the podium today if things go the way they are looking to go. As Mango, about, I'd say, 9 laps remaining in this race. If he's going to come in, would it be now or a little bit later?
I think it should be now. I think he should have come in on the last lap. He's losing, now starting to lose time to Apex. He needs to be benefiting from these tyres. You know, and H-Rod's has suddenly lost a lot of pace. I think those medium tyres that are running up to 14 laps are hitting the cliff, potentially, or getting close to hitting the cliff. They're certainly losing a lot of performance relative to where they were before. So, you know, if Mango, Mango I think is coming in now as a yes, Mango comes in. So, what, I thought he was going to stay out for a bit, actually, because he didn't, you know, but he has chosen to come in. H-Rod's also comes in. So, actually, the medium tyres don't look like they're lasting up well enough, and that could be really important.
That could be really important. That's actually quite interesting. And actually, a lot of drivers are coming into the pit lane. Shug's Life and Anthony in the pits. And this is great news for Mango. Yellow flag, that's Flea, I do believe, off the track. And Mango is going to come out in 5th on the medium compound tires. That is very surprising. So he's not come out on the softs. That's the medium tires for Mango. And that is CDMJW out of the Grand Prix. And that could cause a safety car and help out Mango's race and help out the rest of the drivers that just came into the pit lane as well. But this is interesting now.
Yeah, but it's not caused anything yet. And I don't think it's going to cause anything. And I'm surprised Mango didn't go for the softs, to be perfectly honest. But I do think it's important that those medium tyres don't seem to be holding up to the end very well. They seem to have lost a large amount of performance over the couple of laps, and I think Apex will be hitting that kind of cliff soon too. So, you know, Mango really needs, he's got 8 laps, he's got 16 seconds, he'd have to be 2 seconds lap quicker. I think that's too much of a stretch, but perhaps he could get Prior Thib maybe, and you know, I'm not sure he's going to do any better than that, but we'll see what his pace is like.
I don't know, he might be able to get Prior Thib actually. 7.5 seconds is a doable gap for him to close up. I mean, those tires are going to be fresher. They're 12 laps fresher tires than Prior Thib. He might be able to do this. He might be able to. So we'll see. Also, Bradfield has left the session, I do believe. There was some sort of connection issue because he's out. Oh, his Prior Thib is into the pit lane. Interesting.
Yeah, and that secures it pretty much for thingy. He's got a guaranteed second now, but yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what Mango can do. He's gained 1.6 seconds in 1 lap on Apex Fin. That's not quite enough. But if the performance of those mediums doesn't go away, Apex's does, that could change everything.
That could. That definitely could. I mean, the gap is now 13.9 seconds to Apex Finley. Mango is gaining time. He is gaining a little bit of time, but it isn't enough. I don't know. It's Shug's Life and Prior Thib in a great battle going on here for 4th position here. There's also the possibility that Apex Finley could pit onto a soft compound tire and come out right behind Mango. That could be really good, and we could get some sort of titanic fight for P1, which would be awesome. But I don't think that's going to happen because Apex is losing too much time to Mango. I think it'd be too risky for him to come into the pit lane. But who knows? Anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen, and I think you're right. I don't think he will come in. But critically, it was just under 16 seconds. Only just when he came out of the pits 1.5 laps ago. He got it down by 3.5 seconds nearly, over at least 3 seconds in 1.5 laps. He's probably right on the pace he needs to catch him in the last couple of laps. So it's going to be really interesting if Apex doesn't come in here. I think it's going to be maybe the last lap he catches him.
And Apex is staying out. He would have come into the pit lane by now if he was gonna do that. But he has stayed out. Yep, it is going to be this battle here. Can Mango close up on Apex Finley? That is the question. Lap 23 out of 28 laps of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Mango now sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, but I think HBO Sworth is going to beat that just because he is on the soft compound tires. So HBO Sworth will get the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Oh, actually, no, he does not. That's interesting. I thought he had the purple sector in sector 1 and 2, but Mango faster on the medium compound tires, showing that he's got some incredible pace. The gap now is 10.2 seconds to Apex Finley. Mango has gained a second on Apex in about half a lap or so.
And that's exactly the race. He's got 5.5 laps remaining, 10 seconds to catch up. Can he do it?
Ooh, this is getting really intense. If he's able to gain he's got to gain around 2 seconds per lap if he's going to make the move on Apex Finley. I don't think he's going to be able to do that, but, I mean, go for it, Mango. If you can do this, do it. Go for it. He's got the chance. He's got the ability. He's not really in a huge, he's not going to gain a huge disadvantage if he burns out those tires too fast. So, you know what? Why not? And he's got the gap down to 9.7 seconds now. So, and 9.5 seconds now. The gap, if this is almost 2 seconds per lap, if he consistently keeps this up, then he's going to be in contention for this victory here.
He is, and he's got such good pace. But I think this genuinely go either way. Because he's come out of the pits. 3 laps to go and he's gained 7 seconds in those laps. He's got 5 laps and he's got about 9 seconds to gain. So, it's going to be so close. It just depends if those soft tyres, if they've been in pads, if they stay at their peak performance for long enough. I think he could be on to catch him on the last lap here.
He might do this. 8 seconds, 7.9 seconds. He's gained that much time. That's incredible. He's gained a little over 2 seconds on Apex Finley. 7.4 seconds to Apex Finley now. He's gained a second. He's gained a second now. So Mango could do this. 7.4 seconds is the gap to Apex Finley. And Apex struggling with tire wear. Apex is struggling with tire wear. Mango might do this. This is incredible.
It's unbelievable to close on that much of a gap. We didn't think it could be closed down. We thought it was guaranteed maybe second, but we didn't think he'd be able to close down that much of a gap. You know, it's amazing that he's been able to close it down so much already.
Yeah, it's incredible. You know, it's awesome to see that. He's got the gap down to 6.4 seconds now, 6.3, 6.2. And that's going to keep going back and forth, really, as Shug's Life is going to go for the overtake on Prior Thib, as they're having a great battle for 4th right now. Prior Thib keeps ahead of Shug's Life, but Mango has got the gap down to 5.8 seconds, 5.6 seconds now. Mango's flying out there, 5.4 seconds. He's gained 3 seconds in just that lap. He was, I think, 7.5 seconds heading into turn 1, just the previous lap. He's got it down to 5.2 seconds now to Apex Finley, and now he's going to get it down to 4.9 seconds to Apex Finley. This is insane.
Yeah, and it's looking like he's going to catch him maybe lap 27, I'm thinking, midway through the lap. That's possibly where he's going to be. About the time when they're going to catch him, so it depends where you catch him. He might either pass on the second last lap or the last lap and have a go at him, but, you know, Apex and Mango, how much ERS they save actually, that's one thing to look at, you know, because to make a I'm sorry, Mango's barely got any, Apex has got slightly more, but if I was Apex, I'd be saving every single last bit that I could. He's going to need it down the straight because Mango is coming.
And the thing is, too, is that these two drivers are very equal on pace, I'd say. These two are very equal. I'd say they have the pace to consistently keep up with each other. And, I mean, Apex Finley won the last race in Belgium. He might be grabbing another victory today, or it might be SSL Mango taking his first win. He took pole, he took the win, and he might be taking another win today in the 50% race. It would be 2 victories and a pole position in today's race, and what a debut that would really be.
And fastest lap as well. You got the maximum points to possibly score. You got everything. But, you know, what was it, 5.2 at the start of the lap, did you say? It's now 2.9, 2.8.
Yeah, he's gained...
The gap's, yeah, 2.5 seconds, isn't it? Pretty much just over. It's collapsed the advantage that Apex had.
Yeah, he's gained that much time. Lap 26 now enabled, and Mango's got to get around the back of Apex Finley. I think he has to do it on this lap, I think, if he's going to have a chance of overtaking Apex Finley. Thank goodness he still has 3 laps to go in this race, and this is gonna, we're gonna get it, viewers. We're gonna get that overtaking battle we have wanted, as we see SSL Mango 1.6 seconds behind Apex Finley. There is Finley, there is Mango. They are so close together on track. 1.3 seconds is the gap between first and second position. And we're gonna get another Portugal and Belgium moment here, with possibly a last lap overtake by one of these drivers for the race victory.
Yeah, if it's not last lap, it'll be second to last lap. He won't get it done this lap without a mistake from Apex, but the laps are ticking down now. Just 2 more to go at the end of this one. The gap has come right down. It's been really impressive. Even if he doesn't make the overtake, and I think he's very likely to have a good chance of making this overtake, it's been so impressive.
It really has been so impressive from Mango. He has proved that he's got the pace to be in the Formula 4 Championship, and he has been absolutely phenomenal. He races an LSR, he races an LFR, and he's really proved that he's got the pace, and he comes into the Formula 4 Championship with some serious pace. But the thing is, too, is that Apex Finley does have more ERS, so that could help him out a little bit more in terms of the straight line speed. But Mango, right on the back of Apex Finley, this is exactly what he needed. He has to get past Apex. I think that's what he's hoping for. If he can get past him on the DRS straight, that'll be good. So Apex right ahead. Mango, maybe he's braking a little bit more, you know, he's trying to conserve the tires, get ready for that overtake, and also gain a little bit of ERS as well. But look at him, he's right on the back of Apex Finley. He's gonna go for this anytime soon.
The difference in grip is just incredible. Look how much later and earlier he brakes into the corners even. Apex is like really struggling. He's got no grip through any of the corners, and you'd expect that. That's just the difference in the tyres. As now he's right on the back of him, and he's got a great chance to make the move here. But will he back off and prevent him repass him with the thing? Because obviously there's only one corner. He gets the DRS and the RS, but he could remake the move. Will Mango go for the move into this corner?
He's going for it. Round the outside goes the Brawn Drummer. This is for the race victory. Mango's got ahead, but Apex is going to use the ERS. He's going to have the DRS. He's going to have the opportunity to go for the move on Mango around the outside. Mango tries to defend. There's nothing that he can do, though. Apex Finley is going to re-overtake. The crowd go wild. Apex takes the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and now Mango has just 1 lap to go in this race for the race lead battle, as we are going to end off round 6 with either Apex or Mango on top with a last lap overtake between these two drivers.
Yeah, it's all shaping up quite nicely, isn't it? And Apex has used all his extra ERS pretty much that he had to remake that move. I thought Mango would wait and just go for the move on the next straight, but no, he made the move and Apex made it back. It's a repeat on the last lap, we'll see.
Here we go, final lap of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, lap 28 out of 28. The battle for the race lead has never been closer. This time round, Mango is right behind Apex Finley. These two have similar ERS, and it's now just about executing the right overtake. Mango, I think the better option for him would be to go and make that overtake on the second DRS straight, not the first.
Oh, as he goes down the inside of the hairpin.
Wow!
If I was Apex, I would just sit behind. I would get that DRS in the next thing. If he can put him offline even, but still kept the DRS for the next straight, that would be so important, because Mango's actually got it for this first straight, I think. But Apex is close enough. If he can have a good corner here, he could just get it on the exit. He's got to have a good exit.
Oh, he didn't. I don't think he did. Mango's now going to get ahead, and Apex, he's using everything he can, but I don't think he's going to go for it unless he's going to go for a late send. He's looking for it, but doesn't. Mango keeps the position, and I think this is all going well for SSL Mango in the Brawn car. He got the move on the final lap, and it was actually at the corner, not on the straight. Meanwhile, Private Thib. Yeah, move for third. What's going on?
Yeah, Apex going around the outside, down into the final corner. Oh, he spins! Oh, Prior Thib's round!
They're both round!
Spins, and Shug's Life's coming through! Could he maybe get it? Shug's Life's gonna get it! I think Shug's Life is gonna get it.
Unless Prior Thib's going to come back at him. I don't think so. We'll catch back up in a moment as SSL Mango comes to the line. He made the move on the final lap. Oh no!
Prior Thib spins, he's lost his entire front wing. He's received the triple right under. I think he just tires were just too hot and he's ruined it. He's lost all his front wing. He's going to crawl back around. Will he get past by Anthony though? Anthony's coming with a front wing through the final couple of corners.
Drama on the final lap of the Grand Prix as the two drivers that were in contention for third place have made contact, and around they go. Shug's Life will finish on the podium for Force India. What a race for him, as what a finish to that race. That was absolutely phenomenal. A battle for the lead and a crazy drama-filled action packed end to the race for third position as well between three different drivers. But what a race for SSL Mango. He got the pole position in the qualifying. He got the win in the sprint race. He got the fastest lap in this race. And he got the win on the final lap of the Grand Prix at turn 7. Mango, your winner. And he becomes the fourth different race winner of this season. Mango is the winner of the Formula 4 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
I mean, we were on about earlier on about how potentially Bentley could claw something back. They haven't, because that incident on last lap, Bentley have been outscored by Force India again.
This was Bentley's chance. And it didn't end up good. Like you mentioned, Shug's Life taking P3. I'm sure he'll be happy with that one, and that gives Force India some really good points and a great result for them after a difficult weekend. But wow, what a race. Mango on top here in Abu Dhabi. Apex Finley comes home for second with Shug's Life in P3. Driver of the day is Zayak as he comes home for 9th position in the race from towards the back of the grid. But what a race for SSL Mango. What a performance. Apex Finley also did a great job, and same with Shug's Life as well. All three deserve that trophy. That was phenomenal.
It really was, and Mango's performance was so impressive to, that gap that he had to claw back. It was insane, but what a hectic last lap with the move for the lead, the move for third, ends up with the incident in Shug's Life, taking it, prior to dropping it in the wall and somehow still managing to get fourth across the line. Everything was going on there.
Well, here's the results for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Mango from 10th on the grid to first, fastest lap as well. He scores the max amount of points for this race. Apex Finley takes home second position with Shug's Life in P3. Prior Thib P4, Anthony P5, Shot Be Like for Ford takes 6 with HBO Sworth in P7, Waitsley P8, Zayak P9, and Unsainted grabs a point for the Jordan team. Wow, what a race. Phenomenal work from everybody today. That was some great racing, a lot of drama with the third place. I'm sure that the two teams will be discussing that, and I'm sure another team that will be celebrating from that is Force India with Shug's Life taking third.
Yeah, no, I have to go with Shug's Life. I'll be thrilled. It wasn't looking good for Force India. Their top two in the championship, their top two drivers in the championship, top two drivers in the championship in total out, but Shug's Life has managed to get a result through for them, so they're going to be really happy with that.
I'm sure they will be. Yeah, it was a great result for Force India. Like you mentioned, what looked to be a difficult race weekend, they turned it around. They did a great job there. So I think that's going to conclude things from the racing here today. Our predictions, I don't think they ended up exactly how we predicted them, but it still was an incredible battle, incredible podium as well. That was awesome to witness. But I want to say, Isaac, thank you so much for joining me here in the commentary box. What a pleasure to commentate with you. Absolutely phenomenal job by you today in the commentary box, and can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. It's brilliant to commentate with you. Thank you for having me. And it was a really exciting race, and hopefully on to future races as well. It should be just as good.
Yeah, I hope so as well. Well, another fantastic race in the history books for the LFR Championship. What a race. Viewers, thank you so much for watching us. Next time out, we'll be heading to Singapore for round 7 of this championship. Isaac, I do believe you will be there, right?
Yeah, I will be there to commentate on that. So, yeah, it should be a good one.
Awesome. All right, so I will not be there because I'm going to be taking a break from a lot of the leagues of commentary and all that sort of thing. So Isaac will be here commentating, and he might be joined by someone else in the commentary box as well. But viewers, I want to say thank you so much for joining us for the LFR Formula 4 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix Round 6 of this championship. But we are not stopping the content. We will be back in 2 days' time for the Group 2 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix for LSR. Join us for that race as we prepare for the first ever Saudi Arabian Grand Prix in lightning speed racing. So yeah, we'll be switching gears to LSR for the weekend in 2 days' time for Group 2 and Group 1 in at the Jeddah Street Circuit in Saudi Arabia. So join us then. But until next time, viewers, I've been Formula Jonah, that's Isaac, and we're signing off from LFR's Formula 4 Championship. We'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.